Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh, and good morning to Dr. Nur Hidayah binti Abdul Rahman. Today we will presenting about tourism impact analysis in Tasik, Dayang, Bunting, Langkawi. First of all, I would like to introduce our team member. Me myself is Nur Fatim binti Mat Said, Nur Shazlin Zahari, Nur Zulaika Izzati Azhar, Nur Ain Amit, and lastly Nadia Mayro.
This is our content of today's presentation. We will first introduce our site background, then proceed to tourism attraction. We continue to issues and problem and our methodology of assessment. Next is our result and findings. Following is our SWOT analysis. And lastly, recommendation.
Pulau Dayang Bunting is the second largest inhabited island located in the district of Langkawi, Kedah, Malaysia. It also features Langkawi's largest freshwater lake, which is famously known as Tasik Dayang Bunting, and it is 17.6 kilometer or about 15 minutes boat ride from Kuantan Jetty to reach to the island or to the lake. And Pulau Dayang Bunting is also free from any development as it has been gazetted as a forest reserve and placed under the management of the Langkawi Forest Office. It is also has been recognized by UNESCO and categorized as one of the geoparks in Langkawi. And Pulau Dayang Bunting is included in every island hopping tour, but those adventurous travelers will be able to opt for a private tour via jet skis where they can explore the island for up to 4 hours. And visitors who desire nature can enjoy jungle trekking at the island where they will be able to see and explore various limestone caves, as well as watching unique wildlife such as hornbills, kingfishers, monitor lizards, and monkeys. And they can also visit Gua Langse, home to thousands of bats. Moving on to the history of Pulau Dayang Bunting, or specifically Tasik Dayang Bunting. For the introduction, the famous Tasik Dayang Bunting is located in Dayang Bunting Marble Geoforest Park, where, as I mentioned, the name is the literal meaning of Island of the Pregnant Maiden. And it is a large freshwater lake which is also known as Lake Guillemard and surrounded by beautiful greeneries of rainforest, where the area is estimated to be larger than 3 football fields. And as we can see ourselves during our site visit, the lake is actually quite big. And the history of Tasik Dayang Bunting started when it is said to be the favorite bathing pool of a celestial princess named Mambang Sari. A mortal prince named Mat Teja saw her one day and he fell in love with her. And struck by the Mambang Sari's beauty, Mat Teja sought the advice of a local sage, who then advised him to wipe his face with mermaid tears. So basically, he tricked her into marrying him, and she gave birth to a son later. But unfortunately, the son died after only 7 days of living because of a mysterious illness. And the grieving Mambang Sari then decided to lay their son in the lake water, or some even said near to the lake area, to allow him to rest in peace. And the gracious princess also said to bless all the women having difficulty in conceiving child, where it is said that those who are infertile would be fertile once they dip into the lake water or even drink from it. However, there are numerous false stories about the island and the lake, yet nobody really knows which of the stories or the legends are true, and it has also never been approved scientifically, but many of the locals, they believe in these stories and in this legend. Other than that, some also believe that the son who was laid or buried in the lake, the son who was dead, he eventually turned into a white crocodile to guard the lake, and it would only appear to those who have a pure or sincere heart. Next is the key plan of Malaysia. So as you guys can see, this is the map of Peninsular Malaysia, and the yellow shaded area is the state boundary, which is Kedah State, and the pinpoint area is the site location, our site location, which is Langkawi. Next is the location plan of Kedah. So as you guys can see, this is the map of Kedah State, and on the red shaded area is our district boundary, which is Langkawi. There are 12 districts in Kedah, and Langkawi is one of it. And at the pinpoint area, that is where our site location is, which is Pulau Dayang Bunting. Next, moving on to the site map of Pulau Dayang Bunting. The pink shaded area is Pulau Dayang Bunting, which is our site boundary. And then the one with the pinpoint icon is our site location, which is Tasik Dayang Bunting. And last but not least, the one with the boat icon is the boat jetty, which is Kuah Jetty, as well as Tasik Dayang Bunting Jetty. Next, we move on to the tourism attractions that are available in Pulau Dayang Bunting. So there are 8 tourism attractions, which are Tasik Dayang Bunting, Pulau Singa Besar, Pulau Beras Basah, Selat Baganio, Pulau Kentut Besar and Kecil, Pulau Bumbun Besar and Kecil, Gua Langsir, as well as eagle feeding. So for the Tasik Dayang Bunting, I've mentioned about the history earlier. So in order to arrive to the lake, visitors need to hike for about 15 minutes. And then once arrived at the lake, they need to pay for the entrance fee, which is RM10. And then this RM10 fee includes swimming, paddle boating, as well as kayaking. Those who choose not to swim or do the activities need to pay for the entrance only, which is RM3 for local adult, RM6 for foreigner adult, RM1 for local kid, and RM3 for foreigner kids. However, those who choose not to swim and do other activities, if they change their mind, they can still enjoy swimming and all the other activities, as there are 2 life jacket operator at the lake where they may pay separately for. And then the price for the life jacket costs for RM5 only. And then at the entrance, there are also drinks, snack and souvenir shops. Okay, next is the second one is Pulau Singa Besar. So basically, Pulau Singa Besar, or the Great Lion Island, is an interesting spot in Pulau Dayang Bunting with its own unique story. It is said that in the ancient time, there was a monster who had a lion as its pets, and they has been living together in the island, hence the name Pulau Singa Besar. The island is full of lush forests, exotic flora and fauna, wildlife habitats such as monkeys, lizards, iguana, eagles, deer, moths and others. And then visitors are also able to watch eagle feeding in this island. And then the third one is Pulau Beras Basah. So Pulau Beras Basah is well known for its shallow water for children to swim. Tourists are able to stroll along the island's wooden pier or even sunbathing on the beach. It is also a home to wild monkey, where Pulau Beras Basah remains mostly underdeveloped except for several washroom and stalls selling drinks and snacks. There isn't any accommodation on the island, so overnight stay is inadvisable for the travelers or the visitors. And then the next one is Selat Baganio. So basically, Selat Baganio is a village where it is famous for guest houses, chalets, seafoods and handicraft. It also have a very beautiful island area where it can be said to be one of the top tourist destination for travelers when it comes to Pulau Dayang Bunting, and every visitor who comes will surely feel very comfortable, as the the hospitality of the people adds to the beauty of the place, the village. The fifth attraction is Pulau Kentut Besar and Pulau Kentut Kecil. So basically, there is a funny story about this island. This two island is a small island located near to Pulau Dayang Bunting. It is located next to each other. Pulau Kentut Besar is a spectacular island where one may watch sunset, diving and swimming around the island. It is also full of monkeys. And then for the Pulau Kentut Kecil, it is uninhabited, and according to a local legend, how this islands got its name, during a wedding of two families, which are Mat Cincang's daughter and Mat Raya's son. Mat Raya, he had a son, and then they had a wedding, and then the groom suddenly farted twice after eating half-cooked rice by the bride's family, and then the farts then start to form two small islands mentioned, which are Pulau Kentut Besar and Pulau Kentut Kecil. And then as a result, a fight broke out which broke a vase, resulting in water flooding the whole island, hence the name Pulau Kentut Besar and Pulau Kentut Kecil. Okay, next is Pulau Bumbun Besar and Pulau Bumbun Kecil. So these two islands is among the uninhabited island in Pulau Dayang Bunting, but the tourists will be able to rest and enjoy themselves during the visits to this small island. There are also no facilities available in this island. The next is Gua Langse or Gua Langsui. So basically, this is another place that is equally interesting and mysterious, which the literal translation is Cave of the Banshee. It is located on the western shores of Pulau Dayang Bunting, and it is said to be haunted by a banshee because of the high-pitched scream-like sound that flows out from the depth of the cave. The locals believe that the cave is a home to a female vampire or banshee known as Langxia, who sucks human blood from her victims. And then Gua Langse or Gua Langsui is a home to 1,000 bats, but despite all the superstitions attached to this cave, it is an adventure worth exploring for climbers with perfect physical health and great climbing expertise. And then last but not least is eagle feeding. So eagle feeding is a common activity that can be done and enjoyed by the visitors while visiting Pulau Dayang Bunting. The visitors will be given chicken belly or perut ayam by their boat driver, and then the chicken bellies will be used to feed the eagle. Okay.
Next, we move on to the number of tourist arrival in Langkawi from the year 2014 until 2020. This number is taken from the official website of Lembaga Pembangunan Langkawi, or also known as LADA. As in 2014, the number of tourist arrival recorded was 3,600,511 people. And the number keep on increasing up until 2017. However, in the year of 2018, the number of tourist arrival recorded declination by about 50,000 tourists, making the total number of tourist arrival in that year 3,628,951 people only. However, the number increased by 295,375 people as in 2019, making the total number of tourists in that year 3,924,326 people. And then for the 2020, as recorded from January to May, Langkawi received 810,867 tourists only. And then, as can be seen, for January 2020 to May 2020, the number of tourists in Langkawi keep on decreasing as an impact from the outbreak of coronavirus disease, which affected the whole Malaysia, including Langkawi.
My name is Nadia Maera. I will proceed to economic impact at Pulau Dayang Bunting. There are positive and negative impact for economic. For the positive impact, the first one is increasing the income of local people. As you know, Langkawi have a lot of attractions and activities that tourists can enjoy. Island is a popular attraction in Langkawi. One of it is Dayang Bunting Mabo Geoforest Park. This place have a lot of activities such as swimming in the lake, riding a paddle boat or a kayak. This place also providing the packages for tourists who interested, which including the entrance fee, which is 10 ringgit per adult, also the paddle boat, kayak, swim, and free safety jacket are also available for the package. There are the stores that selling food and drink inside of this place, and also they have charging for using toilet, which is 1 ringgit. Lastly, this place also selling photo souvenir for everyone who join the activities of this place. So all of this can increase the local people's income. The second one is increased job opportunities for local people. The existence of job opportunities in tourism destination will depend on the inflow of tourists. Since the number of domestic and international tourist arrivals to Langkawi has been increasing significantly, so it can increase job opportunities for local people, such as tourism agencies, working at hotels and resorts, tourist guides, and also boatmen. So for the negative impact, the first issue is increase in prices for tourists. When the places are popular among the tourists, they will increase the price and make it higher than the standard price, such as entrance fee to a package price and also food. This will affect the number of tourists that will be less visiting this place. And the last one is there are only a few shops selling and less activities in Pulau Beras Basah. We found that in Pulau Beras Basah there are only one store that selling drinks and snack for tourists, and there are also lacking activities that there except for water activities, which can create a bad experience and making this place less attractive for tourists to visit.
Now we move to positive environmental impacts on Tasik Dayang Bunting. From our observation during the site visit at the lake, we found that the quality of the water is very clean. As you can see from this picture, this is maybe because of the strict regulation put on the tourists who came to this island. Back to the shore at the island, the sea waters where the boats stop at the jetty is very clean. There are no single wastage or plastic being thrown in the sea. You can see from these two pictures taken. Moving on to the next slide. The ground of the surrounding area are also very clean based on our group observation. Even the monkeys are roaming freely around the place as we collecting the data. Next is the negative environmental impact in our designated site. After paying the entrance fee, we spotted the toilets near the gate. According to one of our group mates, she said that inside the toilet is not very clean. There are many dirt on the floor made from the tourists' footprints. As you can see, the outside of the toilet is also a bit unclean. There are pots of plants lying near the doors. We also found that the plastic bag full of garbage are just sits outside the toilet.
My name is Nur Fatim binti Mat Said, and today I will presenting about the social culture in Tasik Dayang Bunting. Moving on to the positive impact. First positive impact is it can generate income and give a job opportunity for the local people around the area. To explain, local people around the area can work as a receptionist, boatman, and restaurant worker. The attraction place like Tasik Dayang Bunting can generate local people income by supporting and collaborating with the owner of the attraction to supply a labor as a boatman or worker at the main entrance and as a cleaner of the site. Other than that, the young people in the area can get a job opportunity to work at the site, and they don't have to go to other place looking for a job. In this industry, tourism industry, it is good to have a local people to introduce their own culture and history, so that the culture and history will be pure and original from the place itself. Second positive impact of the place is the place can expose its culture and history to other country or other tourists. To explain, Tasik Dayang Bunting is a popular place with a legend story about the pregnant maiden. Based on the legend story, there is a man who falls in love with the maiden. They eventually married and the maiden gave birth to a son. However, the son did not live long and soon died. Having reconciled with their misfortune, they decide to lay their son in the water of the lake and allow him to rest in peace. The gracious maiden also blessed all the women who having difficulty in conceiving a child. They will become fertilized once they take a dip into the water of the lake. So, it is a very famous place for a new married couple to get a baby, as they believe the water can fertilize their partner. The rumors can attract many tourists to go this island, and also they can learn a lot about the history of the place. Next is the negative impact. First negative impact is the place fails to maintain their culture. To explain, the place has cross-culture issue where it leaves a bad image of the attraction. Based on our observation during our site visit, the stall in the area are designed to follow others' culture. For example, the booth at Tasik Dayang Bunting sell Arabic, Western, and Indian food at the stall. The stall also sell a shisha. Shisha is a smoking tool consists of tobacco in a hookah. The place should build their own image or theme based on the culture of Langkawi to make the place more unique and authentic. By that, it can increase the number of visitors at the place. Second negative impact is the place is not well guarded from the wild animal such as monkeys. The monkey come to attack the tourists for food, and it affects the experience and satisfaction of the tourists about the place. During our visit to the lakes, there are a group of monkey come and showing up at us and try to steal our bag as they think we bring along food. So, wild animal is very aggressive, and it can cause a big incident if the management take easy on this matter. Plus, it is very dangerous for tourists, especially women, when the monkey attack her to get her back, and there is no one to help her in this when the situation happen. Moving on to the innovation, the first innovation to attract more tourists to Tasik Dayang Bunting is the place must have a traditional theme of Langkawi. For this innovation, it will encounter the negative impact of the place. So the place must be designed by using a history and culture of Langkawi. Also, the activity or business in the area must be run by local people so that the local people can deliver the real history and show their actual culture to other tourists. Starting from the stall, main counter and also uniform of the staff must be designed according to the Langkawi descent. The detail of Malay descent must be shown in this place to attract more tourists to learn and acknowledge about Malay culture. Second innovation is to tighten the safety from the wildlife. A wild animal such as monkeys is a big problem to overcome. The monkeys will come and attack the tourists as they also try to get food to eat. However, we cannot kill wild animal as the place is their own habitat. The management of the place can use a proper way to chase the monkey. For example, the traditional way according to the plantation expert, by using a tiger crater doll can scare the monkey, and also nowadays there are a chemical mixture to resemble a tiger urinate cell to chase the monkey from the orchard as the monkey's afraid of the tiger. So when the monkey smell the tiger urinate, they will not get close to the place and avoid the place.
We'll now move on to our next part, which are methodology of assessment and findings. For our assessment method, we are using Malaysia Tourism Quality Assurance (MITQA) endorsement assessment criteria for island and beaches to further analyze on the quality of attraction that Pulau Dayang Bunting has. Bear in mind that Dayang Bunting Marble Geoforest Park already received MITQA recognition from MOTEC since a few years back. Again, we see that they already passed the MITQA assessment. Thus, as for the assignment, we would like to find out how well Tasik Dayang Bunting meet the MITQA criteria through our observation as TPHM students. A total of 7 criteria were being assessed, which include information, initial impression, attraction, facility, staff, safety, as well as sustainability practices. The first criteria is availability of information regarding Tasik Dayang Bunting through telephone inquiries, leaflet and brochure, as well as website. From the analysis, the information provided is sufficient and most of the information on the attraction can be obtained from website. The second criteria is initial impressions of Tasik Dayang Bunting. Overall, the attraction has good impression through availability of well-maintained and welcoming physical appearance of its entrance. The third criteria is on attraction attributes, which cover the layout, signage, appearance, content, as well as cleanliness. The attraction is well maintained, but more measures should be taken in terms of cleanliness. The fourth criteria is on facility provided in Tasik Dayang Bunting, such as toilet, food and beverages outlets, transportation, jetty, and interpretation. Overall, the facilities are in good condition. However, quite a huge part of the facility criteria is not applicable, such as souvenir shop and parking facilities, since all these are not provided there. The fifth criteria is on the staff of Tasik Dayang Bunting. Overall, the staff are well trained and knowledgeable enough with good attitude and excellent communication skills. The sixth criteria is on safety. Overall, the safety equipment provided is on good level and each of the safety personnel is well trained and well prepared. The seventh criteria is on sustainability practices. 60% of the items are marked with no. It can be said that Tasik Dayang Bunting is actually not applying the sustainability practices. From the assessment, Tasik Dayang Bunting managed to score 85.4%, which means pass. According to Motec, to obtain pass in MyTQA, a tourism product must score a total of 70% and above. Hence, it can be said that Tasik Dayang Bunting already possesses a good quality services, but further improvement, especially in terms of sustainability practices, is highly encouraged. Let's now turn to SWOT analysis of Pulau Dayang Bunting. The strength of Pulau Dayang Bunting lies within its famous history and legend. Although not proven scientifically, locals believe a barren woman will become fertile after swimming in the freshwater lake on the island. This remains as a strong belief within the locals, and its story attracts the tourists to come and visit the island. Secondly, the island possesses the prominent feature, which is a large freshwater lake surrounded by thickly forested hills. Also, the park is home to some of the finest Permian marble formations in the world. Next, the weakness of the site area. Pulau Dayang Bunting has poor management on site, especially in terms of cleanliness. There is insufficient garbage bins, which is crucial to avoid the tourists from throwing away the rubbish everywhere they like. Pulau Dayang Bunting is known to have lots of opportunities. Pulau Dayang Bunting is one of the sites and landscapes of international geological significance. This position benefits Pulau Dayang Bunting to be managed with a holistic concept of protection, education, and sustainable development. Also, Pulau Dayang Bunting as a geopark and a tourism destination can drive the socio-economic development of local communities. The communities will gain benefit through their involvement in the service industry. Then, the site area also possesses some threats. The excessive number of tourists can cause environmental destruction as the site is ecologically sensitive. Also, Pulau Dayang Bunting is facing international competition as other international geoparks can become competitive competitors as they can eliminate the performance of Langkawi UNESCO Global Geopark.
So moving on to the recommendation of the issues on economic impact. The first recommendation on increase in prices for tourists is they must choosing the appropriate price that satisfy the tourists and at the same time can meet the profits. Also, the authorities should monitor the price of goods frequently to be at a reasonable price. And the second recommendation is on the issues of there is only a few shops selling and less activities at Pulau Beras Basah. For this issue, they must provide more selling shop like restaurant, souvenir shop or food and drink store and create more activities to the island such as provide rental equipment for water activities like snorkeling. Not only that, they should provide the relaxing place like spas, massage, cafe or the place that make tourists feel comfortable. This is to create more profit and also attract more tourists to come.
Moving on to recommendations, we suggest that authorities should provide a specific place for the garbage to be collected in one place and away from the eyes of the tourists. This may affect the image of the island. Furthermore, maintenance should be done regularly to keep the place in its very best condition for tourists.
For the recommendation, first recommendation is to improve the safety of the tourists. To explain, the management of the place must provide a person in charge along the trail to the lake. It is to ensure the safety of the tourists as the trail are a bit challenging for some tourists. If something happen along the path, such as tourists falling down, slipping and being attacked by monkeys, the person in charge can give emergency help to the tourists. If something happened to the tourists and no one helped the tourists, they will have a bad impression of the destination and they will not revisit the place because of the trauma or disappointed of the place. The best thing to do to attract tourists again to the destination is the management must provide the best service to the tourists so that they can feel welcoming. Second recommendation is to hold an event to attract more tourists. To explain, the management of the place can make an event such as kayaking race, swan boat race, or water sport at the lake. The event can be annual event where the management can promote the event before to attracting more adventure tourists to join and participate in this occasion. By providing a prize while collecting participation fees can increase the number of participation of water sport fans. By using Ironman Langkawi event as a benchmark at Tasik Dayang Bunting, it will make the destination blooming like a flower with a lot of tourists who love water sport. To explain more about Ironman Langkawi, it is an annual triathlon, a multi-sport race combining 3 continuous and sequential endurance race, which are swimming, cycling, and running. This event is very successful in Langkawi and has many participants from all around the world. The event like this must be success in Tasik Dayang Bunting, as the destination is very nice and surrounded with natural resources.